What's going on, everyone? Welcome into the channel. Week 12 is upon us. It's crazy how it's already week 12. Season's been flying by. I've had a pretty hectic October into November, so that's probably why as well. But man, how is it already week 12? But it feels good to be back doing another game preview. It was away for a week, back into the action this week, and hopefully get into this stretch of divisional games hot. I think this is going to tell us a lot about this Packers football team these next 3 weeks. Here in week 12, taking on the Vikings, the 6-3-1 Green Bay Packers. That tie still holding strong for the Packers. I feel like at the end of the year, the tie is going to put us above whoever's below us in the division by just that tie. Like, it's just going to be that tie that puts us above them. It already is against the Lions. So, everyone's joking and laughing. Every other NFC North fan was joking and laughing about that tie. Obviously, it'd be better if it was a win, but they won't be laughing when the tie is what gets the Packers in over their team. But taking on the 4-6 Vikings, who very, very confusing team. So are the Green Bay Packers. So I think this game, you can't overshadow it. It's not a game to just take lightly. We don't know what Vikings team we're going to get, but we also don't know what Packers team we're going to get in this game. It is home. It's in Green Bay. I think it's supposed to be around 30 to 40 degrees, so nothing crazy there. But really appreciate you guys coming into this live stream. I do game previews every single Friday, 12:30 Eastern. So if you enjoy that sort of thing and you haven't subscribed yet, first off, what are you doing? Second off, go click that subscribe button. And if you could also hit the like button on your way in, I would appreciate that a ton. It helps with the whole YouTube algorithm. It's absolutely free to do. So let's dive down into this game preview. Quickly, wanted to go over my sleeper picks for this game. Let me know what you guys think or what your picks are for this game. If you want to check out Sleeper, link down in the description. Use code BASS. Get your deposit matched from 100% up to $100. And if you're a new user and you sign up right now, you'll get a free $20 play. No deposit needed. So you don't even need to deposit anything to get your free $20 play. And you can make your picks for the upcoming game. Hopefully win them as well. So here are mine. I haven't been doing too well this year, but I try every single week. Jordan Love, more than 1.5 passing touchdowns. I have Christian Watson, more than 47.5 receiving yards. All the receivers are on the injury report. Watson is too, but he has been just because of the knee, but he's healthy. And he saw the most snap share out of all receivers last week. So Watson over or more than 47.5, I think is a lock in my opinion. It can happen in one play. Aaron Jones, more than 52.5 rushing yards. I think it's going to be a big day for Aaron Jones, unfortunately. But, this game's going to depend on the Vikings trying to run the football. If they can consistently run the football early, I think we're going to have some trouble with this offense. But if we force them into passing situations, I think we're going to be fine. And I have less than 69.5 receiving yards for Justin Jefferson. He's kind of having a down year, getting a little upset with the Vikings, getting upset with how the offense, is orchestrating, and he's not getting the ball enough. I don't know. I feel like, yes, he has some good games against the Packers, but I don't know. I just feel like the Packers are set up to have like a shutdown Justin Jefferson day. Probably end up eating my words, but it is what it is. But those are my 4 picks for the game. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what your picks are for this upcoming game. And if you make them, definitely go check out Sleeper and get your deposit match with code BASS, BAS. All right, so let's dive right into it. Again, I really appreciate you guys coming by. I see J Mac in the chat. Chris Schwint just became a member for 2 months. Is a member for 2 months now, excuse me. Says, go Pack, go. Appreciate you, buddy. See you guys all in the chat. Appreciate you stopping by. So let's dive into this thing. So on the screen here, we see the PFF dashboard. It shows a bunch of different things such as team metrics, betting odds, spreads, money line, quarterback comparison, pregame odds, all that fun stuff. As you can see, Sunday kickoff 1 p.m. Eastern, 6-3-1 Packers against the 4-6 Vikings. Now the Packers are 3-7 against the spread, so not great against the spread betting wise, but the Vikings aren't either. And the spread is the Packers are favored by 6.5 points. So being home, you automatically get 3 points. So if this was a neutral site, the Packers would be favored by 3.5 points. So, betting markets are saying that the Packers are the favorable team here, which I get that. They should be at home, 6-3. Sure, they've played some rough football, but I think the Vikings have played even worse football, if I'm being honest. Now, the percentage of money on the spread has more on the Vikings at +6.5. That makes sense. The Packers aren't good against the spread, right? But in terms of money line, only 19% of money is on the Vikings money line. So 81% of the money line, or of the bets, are on the Packers winning this game outright. 89% of the bets overall. Then if we look at the team metrics, this is based on PFF grades and PFF grades only. So it's not any statistic that puts their overall grade at 4th. It's simply an accumulation of all PFF grades into one team thing, or offense or defense, and that's where they get these rankings. So the Packers are 4th overall PFF team. The Vikings are 18th. Defense, the Packers are 13th. The Vikings are 17th. Offense, the Packers are 5th. That's what I mean, man. Like, if you look at even if you look at the advanced stats, EPA per play, DVOA, the Packers, even though it looks sluggish at times, it looks boring, they're the best team on third down, and they've been pretty good on offense, and they still have a lot to unlock. Jaden Reed could return in the next couple of weeks. Our blocking should get better, hopefully, right? Obviously, not having Tucker Kraft now, that's a problem, but the offense, considering all the issues, has still been pretty good. And they're the 5th ranked offense on PFF. The Vikings are 28th. Percentage of run plays. The Packers run the ball 41.3% of the time. This should probably lower a bit in terms of this year. I think the Packers are trying to continue to be this run-first offense. Obviously, they pass the ball more than run, but every team does. But in terms of how the offense is ran, like a run-first offense, and the blocking just hasn't been up to that level to do that. So I think this should be slightly lower than 40%, maybe like that 38 range in terms of run plays. Pass the ball a little bit more. We see what happens when you put the ball in Jordan Love's hand, especially now that Toyota-thon is on. Pass plays 58.7. Now the Vikings are a much heavier passing team, which is honestly why they're 4-6, if I'm being honest. If they just leaned into the run more, which it's hard when Aaron Jones is consistently not available and Jordan Mason is fumbling the football. But for the Vikings to win this game or have a chance, they're going to have to lean into the run more than this. 34.1%. Percentage of pass plays, 65.9%. EJ says 13th ranked defense. I don't know what's up with that. Again, this is just PFF grade. Like, obviously the Packers have a higher than 13th ranked defense. We know this. This is just based on their overall PFF grade. So take that as you will. These don't really mean too much, let's be honest. But it's just, I go over it because it's right in front of us, So the Packers are better than the 13th defense. I think we can all collectively agree on that. Where you rank them above that, I don't know. Now let's look at the quarterback comparison, and you could see J.J. McCarthy, statistically, PFF-wise, literally has been one of the worst quarterbacks, starting quarterbacks in the NFL, and I'm not lying, and I'll dive deeper into that right after this. J.J. McCarthy, PFF grade, 54.6. Passer rating when clean. This is when no pressure. He's clean in the pocket. His passer rating is a 63.5. It doesn't even go lower, much lower, because that is already so bad. When he's under pressure, 58.1. Big time throw percentage, pretty high, 5.71%. But man, oh man, 6.29% turnover worthy play percentage. The Packers dropped 4 interceptions last week. It was still their first multi-takeaway game. If we don't end up with 3 interceptions, it's going to be because of drops again. Because we're going to get the opportunities. It's just if we can finish them. Carrington Valentine is set for an interception. Like, this guy has been breaking on the football, read and react. He's been playing some good ball, right? We're going to get the chances for interceptions. It's just if we can finish them. I hope this defense can and learn from, last week's mistakes. Hey, you got to catch the football, man. I mean, it's why you're on defense. You don't play receiver, but you got to catch the football. As for Jordan Love, one of the higher graded PFF quarterbacks in the league, 84.4. Passer rating when clean. This is the polar opposite here. I mean, I haven't seen a quarterback with this much differentiation in terms of passer ratings. Jordan Love, 127.5 when clean and 45.5 when under pressure. It kind of has been that. He's gotten better as the year has gone on, under pressure, but it's still not great. He does kind of shut down under pressure, comes off of his reads, misses open receivers, and kind of a lot of the time just throws that thing up there. We saw it last week with Savion Williams. He did a good job navigating the pressure, but at the end of the day, kind of just chucked up Savion, and he made a hell of a catch, a hell of a play. Needs to be better under pressure. But when he's in a clean pocket, if this Packers offensive line can get shit figured out, I mean, I think Jordan Love in this offense would be unstoppable because he is that good when he has a clean pocket. It's honestly ridiculous. Big time throw percentage, 4.88%. Turnover worthy play percentage, 2.71%. It's so funny that if you talk to any other NFC North fan, they always say Jordan Love will choke in the biggest moments. He is interception prone. Jordan Love has the least interceptions of all NFC North quarterbacks. There's this narrative because, yes, a couple of years ago, last year, there were times where he just threw dumb interceptions, and there's also times he threw dumb interceptions this year. But he literally has the least interceptions of all NFC North quarterbacks. So let's stop that narrative because Jordan Love is the best quarterback in the NFC North. And honestly, I don't even think it's that close. Like Jared Goff is good. He was better last year. You know, look what just happened against Philly, man. I'm not saying we did much better, but we did do better. But man, the narrative of Jordan Love not being a good quarterback has got to stop. It really does. It really does. J Mac, yeah, you make a good point. I think a playoff run ended on an interception may linger in some people's memory. Exactly. It's it's a bias. It's a recency bias in terms of playoffs. You're going to remember that. It's just like, Brandon Bostic, not that he did anything other than the onside kick. He caught like one touchdown. I think it was against the Bears. That's what he's remembered for because that's the biggest moment, right? So, yeah, I get what you're saying. But that's so long ago at this point. It's what can you do for me now? And Jordan Love's doing a lot better at protecting the football. You see the Vikings team record over the weeks. Again, very odd team. Like, it's crazy. They beat the Bengals 48-10. They beat the Bears week 1, right? The Bears weren't where they're at now, but they lose to the Falcons, get crushed by the Falcons. They lose to the Chargers, get crushed by the Chargers. They lost to the Bears last week, but then they beat the Lions in week 9. Very weird team. It's very similar to the Packers. You look at the Packers, lose to the Panthers, lose to the Browns, but, you beat the Steelers. You beat the Lions, you beat the Commanders. It's weird, right? The Packers haven't had that, like, big win since the Steelers game, and even that, like, that's not against, like, a oh my gosh team, like the Lions or something. Like the Vikings beat the Lions a few weeks ago. That's crazy, right? We have a chance to do that on Thanksgiving. We'll see. We have a chance to beat the Bears week 14. Broncos, Bears, right? I mean, this is a tough stretch, guys. Look at this stretch. Divisional. Arguably best team in the AFC. Divisional. Another great team in the AFC. Divisional. I mean, that's this stretch. Like, the Packers are either going to solidify themselves as the top team in the NFC North, or they'll miss the playoffs. Like, there's that much variance here. There really is, based on this schedule and based on what we've seen from this team. It's worrisome, but also exciting because the Packers could really solidify themselves as a powerhouse football team in this next 3, 4, 5 games. They really could. Will they? We'll see. We got a lot of football left to be played. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. All right, let's go into lineups. We got a funny comment. Caleb Williams is the best in the North. The best talent by far. Only in year 2, not year 6. I don't think this is year 6 for Jordan Love. I'm pretty certain, my guy. Just real quick, I just just to show you. All right, let's see. Caleb Williams has thrown 59.7% completion percentage. Jordan Love is at 67.7. 13 touchdowns to 4 interceptions, 15 touchdowns to 3 interceptions, a lower interception rate, a higher touchdown percentage rate. All right. Let's see. Average yards per attempt for Jordan Love, 8.34. For Caleb, 7.41. Quarterback rating for Caleb, 89.9. For Love, 103.2. I mean, are you just blind? Are you blind, or are you just you're just that much of a Bears fan? You don't want to hear it. I'm sorry, but like, whether or not you're a Bears fan or a Packers fan, the stats are pretty plain and simple. They're plain and simple. Can Caleb maybe become better than Jordan Love in the future? Sure. But is he now? No, he's not. No, he's not the best NFC North quarterback. He's not. Whatever narrative you want to listen to, he's not statistically. Like, that's a fact. That is quite literally a fact based on statistics. All right? If you want to go a step further, let's look at all the other metrics, because key quarterback stats and advanced metrics, Jordan Love, PFF grade, 7th, EPA per play, 2nd, success rate, 10th, CPOE, 3rd, turnover worthy play rate, 13th, clean pocket EPA per play, 1st, clean pocket success rate, 3rd. I mean, come on, guys. Where's Caleb? Where's he at? I think he's somewhat up here. Maybe I'm the blind one. Here he is, middle of the pack. Not bad. Not saying he's terrible. But EPA per play, he's 17th, where Jordan Love is 2nd. Success rate, he's 19th, where Jordan Love is 10th. CPOE, he's 27th, where Jordan Love is 3rd. He does have a better turnover-worthy play rate. Kudos. Clean pocket EPA per play, he's 23rd, where Love is 1st. Clean pocket success rate, he's 22nd, where Love is 3rd. Non-play action EPA per play is 20th, where Love is. It's quite literally every metric. Like, it's literally every metric. I'm sorry, but that's ridiculous. Let's cut that shit out. Let's just cut it out. Let's cut it out. I don't know. He probably already left the chat. He's probably already gone. All right, let's go. Packers, Vikings. Back to this. I wanted to, it angers me. I see the comments all the time on Twitter and on here, and it's just like, dude, like, just take 3 seconds and go look at the advanced metrics. Like, it's not hard. It's not hard. Does he have maybe higher potential or better athleticism? Yeah, maybe. We'll see. All right, let's go start with the Vikings defense. And man, this is a lot of orange and yellow. I'm part colorblind, so it's kind of hard for me. Green, we have Redmond and Grenard, and that's it, right? Yeah, that's it. MVP of the league. Yeah, dude, you got that right. Matt, he 100% is the MVP of the league. We have Jalen Redmond. Dude, he needs to, like, sit up. Why? He's so low on this picture. He's like... Jalen Redmond, 69.7. Jonathan Grenard, 70.7. I think Grenard's on the injury report, right? Let's look. Let's go to team injury. Grenard limited on Thursday, so we'll see what happens today and he'll probably be questionable. Will Fry's got limited as well. Daresall, wow, downgraded. It's probably a rest day on Thursday, I would assume. And Aaron Jones, full. Ryan Kelly, full. Okay. So Grenard should be playing. Van Ginkel, wow. I didn't expect him to be this low of a grade. I feel like Van Ginkel's a ball player, right? I feel like he is a ball player. On the inside, they have Javon Hargrave and Redmond. Didn't they sign? Who was the other defensive lineman they signed? Was it from the Commanders? Is he not playing anymore? I don't know. I don't know if he's hurt or something. But at backer, they have Blake Cashman, who's been streaky. And they also have Eric Wilson, who despite the grade, I feel like has been playing some pretty good ball for them. I feel like every time I watch a Vikings game, like, I hear Eric Wilson's name a few times. Obviously, we know him as a Packer. He was a Viking before Packer. Now he's back with them. Pretty solid ball player, but their linebackers are lacking. Their corners are lacking. Their safeties are like this defense. Great coach in Flores. Jonathan Allen. Yeah, Cheddar. That's who I'm thinking of. I don't know where he's at. Great coach in Flores, but they don't really have the talent this year. Like, that's why they're playing a lot less cover 1 and cover 0. They're playing a lot of zone because they don't have the talent to do that. So if they play some cover 1s, cover 0, they're going to get beat. Like, they will. I mean, Christian Watson would run right by Fabian Moreau, let's be honest. Moreau's their one corner on the side. Isaiah Rodgers is pretty solid. And they also have Byron Murphy in the slot, who I did not realize also is having a very down year via PFF. 54.3, man. 78th ranked coverage cornerback out of 110 is crazy. I targeted him, this offseason as like a potential Packers free agent target. Hasn't been playing too well. At safety, they have Josh Metellus and the ageless Harrison Smith. How old is he now? 36. Okay, almost 37. That's crazy. Harrison Smith, but you can see the grades. They lower every single year, essentially. It makes sense. Maybe he is. Maybe he does age. I don't know. Maybe he does age. But there's nothing really on this defense outside of maybe like Van Ginkel. Grenard can make some plays. Byron Murphy can make some plays. We know Harrison Smith, but he's kind of, washed at this point. Josh Metellus is all right, but there's nothing that really stands out where I'm like, oh, wow, the Packers are going to have some issues with this guy. Don't throw screens towards Van Ginkel. We threw 0 screens last week. If we do throw them, go to the left. Go to the left, because Van Ginkel's going to end up with an interception. That dude is crazy in regards to that. For the Packers offense, O-line still a little bit of an issue, but Zach Tom still playing well. 82 PFF grade, 7th ranked tackle out of 77. Great run block, good pass block. On the other side, we have Rasheed Walker, pass block 68.1. Usually the run block's lower than this, and I'm surprised it's even that high. Rasheed's having like a pretty solid year. I think all eyes are on the interior, so everyone's like not really looking at Rasheed, and he has his mistakes here and there. But it's nothing in comparison to how like kind of poor the interior's been, and it has been poor. Aaron Banks probably coming off his best game as a Packer against the Giants. I really liked him against the Giants. The Packers found success running up the middle. I saw him and Sean Ryan working well together. I'm hoping he can stack success and kind of build some continuity, build some consistency here. Sean Ryan at center for the foreseeable future, unless the Packers randomly make a switch and put Tom to center and bring on Kennard at tackle. Could happen. I don't know. Doubt it will. Sean Ryan, 55.0. I mean, last year as a Packer under contract. I think the Packers kind of blow up the O-line a little bit this offseason, and they bring in a free agent on the interior. They draft one early on the interior. They kick out Morgan to left tackle. They put Belton in at right guard and figure out the rest. Elton will probably be gone. Sean Ryan will probably be gone. Jordan Morgan at right guard. It's not his position. I know a lot of people are not liking Jordan Morgan and they're saying he's a bust. Before we classify him as a bust, can we allow him at least to get like a full season at left tackle? Because that's where I see him succeeding. We saw it in the preseason, and it was against starting defenses, against the Jets and the Colts starting defense. Jets, whatever, but Colts at left tackle, he was the highest graded PFF left tackle. So let Jordan Morgan play left tackle before we crown him as this massive bust. Has he been good on the interior? No. But do I think that's his spot? No, I don't. I think Jordan Morgan is a left tackle, and the fact that Rasheed Walker is still here is the only reason he's not playing it. That's it. Because here's the thing. Rasheed Walker, if they were to just bench Walker, they kind of lose, right? You might throw Morgan into the mix too early, and he plays poorly, right? But also, then Rasheed Walker doesn't sign a huge contract somewhere else, and you lose out on a high compensatory pick. So it makes sense just to play Walker this year, and he's playing pretty solid. He's going to go make over $20 million. He's going to earn Dan more money. He is. Some team is going to pay for him. Texans, Bengals, I don't know. A team is going to pay for him, and we should get a third-round comp pick, which is great because, obviously we're lacking draft picks now in the next 2 seasons, so at least in 2027, we'll have a second and 2/3, right? And I think we're also getting a comp pick from Eric Wilson this year because he's playing so much. I think it's a 7th or something. I don't know. But, yeah, Rasheed, that's what's going to happen. It is. Tight ends, it's just disgusting. It almost made me throw up my mouth just looking at, our tight end position right now. 51. I really wish the Packers made a move, and I'm sure they made calls. We hear it every time. We were in the conversation. But I feel like it wouldn't have taken too much to go get someone like Chiggy Okonkwo. I really don't. I think Michael Mayer would have been a little expensive because I think the Raiders still really like him. I think Njoku is overvalued by the Browns front office. But someone like Chiggy Okonkwo, I feel like would have helped this offense a lot. Fitzpatrick's not terrible. It's just like he's not gonna do anything, man. And then we have Musgrave, who is a lost cause at this point. Let's be honest. I mean, he got 2 snaps in the fourth quarter last game. Is people like you guys are going off in the comments. I don't even know what's going on. I haven't even been looking at it. Some people are arguing about I don't know, probably quarterbacks, whatever. At receiver, we have Watson on the one side, 78.6 grade. He's been graded out really well. Dobbs on the other side, coming off a poor game against the Giants, multiple drops, multiple bad drops. Look for a bounce back game for Dobbs here. And then Tay Wicks. I mean, you guys know I'm a huge Wicks guy on this channel, but man, it's been a very disappointing 2025. In a season that, he had his opportunities to step up. You see Jaden Reed go down. Watson wasn't here for the first, 9 weeks. Golden's kind of still getting things going. I thought Wicks was going to get, and he got hurt too. He had the calf injury through training camp, couldn't really get going. Then re-injured, I think it was the same calf recently. Was out a couple games. I thought he'd get going, and he just hasn't. I feel like, how many yards does he even have? I feel like it's barely any. It's 181. It's that low. Damn. I mean, he was targeted 76 times last year. He's only been targeted 30 so far. Not saying he should be targeted the most out of all receivers. He shouldn't. But, he has so much talent. And then Heath, I don't. Reed's practicing today? Okay, there we go. All right, so that's the Packers offense, the Vikings defense. Let me move them into base real quick. There's Jonathan Allen. All right, yeah, that doesn't move me either. There's Jonathan Allen. That doesn't move me. That defensive line does not move me. They added Hargrave and Allen, and they haven't looked. And again, I don't watch Vikings tape, but going off of PFF here, hasn't been that hot. All right, let's flip this thing. Packers defense, let's go over that first since we're here. Micah Parsons, second graded edge on PFF, 91.9. You know what about this D-line that's really annoying me as of late? These guys need to step up. Devontae Wyatt and Rashawn Gary. Devontae Wyatt had such a great start to this season, then got hurt and hasn't looked the same since. Rashawn Gary's getting less snaps than JJ Enagbare, and Matt LaFleur classifies it as he was never a high snap count guy. Then what are we doing? Because we're paying him $24 million a year. You drafted him 13th overall in the first round. What about him makes him a non-high snap count guy? You're paying $24 million for a situational pass rusher that plays less than Enagbare? At that rate, what are you doing? If that's going to be the case, I'm sorry, but trade Rashawn Gary this offseason and just roll with LVN, maybe draft another guy. I don't know where Brenton Cox Jr. has been either. I feel like he's been on the injury report for a while now, or IR for a while. Wow, I just noticed that, Cheddar. I did not realize Valentine is 5th graded corner. Wow. Yeah, these guys need to play better. Gary, Wyatt, Wooden's been fine at nose tackle. He's been better than I thought he would be. LVN hopefully is back this week. That'll help with things. But overall, these guys need to play better. With the amount of tension Parsons brings, you would expect Gary and Wyatt to absolutely feast out there. And it kind of looked like that early in the year. Gary started with 4.5 sacks, was leading the NFL in sacks earlier this year. Wyatt looked good, tons of pressures. But now it's just really going radio silence, and it's confusing. On to my next point, at linebacker. Edgerrin Cooper, through the first 11 weeks last year, of all of his snaps, 10.5% were pass rush snaps. This year, through the first 11 weeks, just over 6%. So almost half. Why? There's a couple reasons, I'm sure. The Packers send 4 and a lot of time get home with 4 because they have Micah freaking Parsons. But the Packers also don't bring much pressure. They like to sit back with 7 defenders or defensive backs and linebackers and make the team take the small stuff. They're the lowest in average yards per pass attempt in terms of defense. There's a reason for that. They back up, they come up, make a tackle, read and react. I like that to an extent, but I feel like the Packers need to put their foot on the gas a little bit and bring some pressure in dire moments on the third downs, right? And last week we did try to do that and got beat by screens. So you gotta gotta hold that down a little bit better. But my point here is Edgerrin Cooper needs to rush the passer more. I don't know if Hafley's holding his cards close against his chest for later in the season to start bringing out those Cooper packages. You know, Micah Parsons has been rushing A-gap on third downs a lot, and you might go, well, Parsons is doing it. Well, why not both? Why not have Parsons and Coop run the A-gap stunt? Like, I feel like one of them are getting to the quarterback guaranteed, right? I know Cooper's good in coverage, and he's probably our best off-ball, open field linebacker, and you want to keep him in that position. I'm not saying rush him every third down or rush him all the time, but just match what we did last year, like 10%. 10% of his snaps pass rushing, not 6%. You can see he's the sixth highest graded cover linebacker, which is awesome to see. Quay Walker in the middle, stinger injury. Did he practice yesterday? Where is he? God, this CVS receipt. I can't even. Linebacker. There he is. Did not participate. Okay. Maybe without Quay this week, so might have some Tyron Hopper coming up. McDuffie, good against the run. That's it. Limited snap count against the run. That's all he's good for. Anytime he gets significant snaps, like the last 2 weeks, you see his play suffer. He was a lot higher than this until the last 2 weeks. At corners, we have Keyshawn Nixon, 29th graded corner, 68.5. Coverage grade, 68.2, 30th. Run defense, he's a 19th ranked corner. And then we have Carrington Valentine, who's the 5th highest graded corner in the NFL. That's crazy. He's been playing some good ball as of late. No reason to take him off the field. He's at minimum corner 2. Could accelerate into cornerback number 1 for the Packers next year. Like he totally could. He definitely could. Coverage grade, 5th out of 110. Run defense, not the best, 61.3. But Valentine's been playing some great ball. And we need this. At the back end, McKinney and Williams, seen a lot better safety play the last couple of weeks as well. Williams ending that game in cover 2, covering that corner route, pretty much running the route for him is impressive. When you're running cover 2, hit the corner. That's as an offense, that's what you want. And the Giants should have had it. I think it was, I forget what receiver was. Hyatt just stopped running his route. I have no idea why. And Williams ran it for him for that interception. McKinney on the other side, 76.9. He's been playing a lot better recently. Kind of started this year with a pretty low grade, but now you see him getting back up to that grade that he had for us last year. Pass rush, 80.8. He does have that strip sack. Coverage grade, 73.7. Run defense, 77.5. If we move this into the nickel, I can talk about Bullard, who quietly, man, having an awesome year. Not enough people are talking about how good Javon Bullard is playing this year. At that nickel spot, man, he's flying around. He's making play after play. He's even doing a lot better in coverage than we saw last year. You see this 67.2 coverage grade, 35th. That was so much. That was like 40s or 50s last year. I kid you not. He's doing so much better in coverage this year. Now let's take a look at the Vikings offense to wrap this thing up. Let's start with their O-line. Christian Darrisaw, 67.5. They have Donovan Jackson, their first-round pick this year, 62.0 at guard. Ryan Kelly at center. Will Fries at right guard. And Brian O'Neill at right tackle, who is their highest-graded lineman. Ryan Kelly, their second highest graded at 72.2. Thought Darrisaw would be higher. Really good pass block grade, 75.7, but that run block grade kind of suffering. 43rd out of 76 tackles. Hawkinson at tight end, he's really taken a step down. Once was, one of the better tight ends in the NFL. I don't even know if he has a 60-yard game yet. Does he? He might have one. Does he? He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't even have a 50-yard game. His best game was against Cincinnati, 5 for 49. So he doesn't even. Yeah, that's crazy. He's really taken a step down. A few years ago, 960 yards. He was never a 1,000-yard tight end, but he was solid. Even for Detroit, really good. Had a 914-yard season in 2022 when he got traded. Man, he's taking a step down. Definitely taking a step down. So Turtle says, look at 9, man. Yeah, man, I'm scared of that. I mean, I don't know, man. It hasn't been good for JJ. But they shouldn't give up on him. At least not for this game. Honestly, I honestly would be more scared of Carson Wentz. I really would. I really would. Is Colin Oliver going to play at all this year? I doubt it. Think of it as a redshirt year. You know, if anything, I see Brenton Cox Jr. coming back and playing because he knows the defense. He's played. Colin Oliver hasn't played a snap in the NFL, preseason or regular season. So, yeah, I don't think so. Look for it next year. Look for Colin Oliver next year, what they're going to be able to do with him at maybe some off-ball linebacker, rushing the passer. Same with John Williams. I love that his name is John Williams, the famous composer that did Star Wars. Also, his name John Williams. I just can't get over it. Every time I read his name, I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, probably not. John Williams, probably a red shirt as well. At receiver for the Vikings, Jefferson, we talked about him already, kind of having a down year. I'm taking the lower than yardage amount. I think it's at, what is it at? It's at 69.5, lower. That's what I'm going for. Jalen Naylor out of the slot, and Jordan Addison on the right side, 64.7. So that does it for the lineups. Again, the Packers favored by 6.5 points. I'm very comfortable with this game. I am, but it's also a divisional game. But the reason I'm comfortable is this. We looked at this list earlier. Let me make sure you guys can see it. You might not be able to. You can just barely see him. He's right. He's peeking up right above my game preview tab here. If you can see him peeking up there, that's the bottom. That's JJ McCarthy, 31st in PFF grade, 32nd in EPA per play, 31st in success rate, 32nd in CPOE, 32nd in turnover worthy play rate, 32nd in clean pocket EPA per play, 31st in clean pocket success rate, 31st in non-play action EPA per play, 31st in non-play action success rate, 27th in pressure to sack rate. Hey, he's first in average depth of target. That's not a good stat, by the way, because you're just throwing the ball downfield. Dude, that's bad. That might be like collectively the worst starting quarterback that I've seen in a long time. Because usually like some stats are like bottom and then he has like a couple redeeming qualities. Like it's bad. Like it's really, really bad. But he's 9. He watch out. He's 9. Ugh. I don't know. He plays like a 9-year-old. I mean, he's not good. And I'm going to probably eat my words. Watch, he's going to have a hell of a day against us. And I'm going to be sitting here looking like a clown. I doubt it, but let's hope not. But yeah, that's why I'm confident in this game. That's why I'm confident in this game, simply because of that. I think the Packers hopefully can try to stop their run, stop teams from playing keep away from them, owning the time of possession easily. Last few weeks, it's been that. Got to stop that. Sell out against the run on first down. Shut down the Vikings run and force J.J. McCarthy to beat you. If that happens, you'll be fine. Their defense, good defense, not as good as it was last year. They don't have the ball players. They have a good coach, but they don't have the ball players to make it work. And I think the Packers will find easy success on offense. Will Josh Jacobs play? I guess I'll end on this note. I think he will. And I know a lot of people are against this. He's limited yesterday. I know a lot of people are against this. But here's the thing. It's a knee contusion. If it's a low-grade contusion, it's a couple-day injury. So it's really just up to swelling and range of motion. If that's down and he gets the clear, then he'll be fine. It's not a soft tissue issue. Like if it was a hamstring or a calf, I'd be like, yo, sit him. We got Detroit next Thursday. But you play to win the game. And this is a divisional matchup that if you lose, you put yourself in a very tough position then taking on the Lions and the Bears the next 2 weeks, who will then be above you in the division, both of them. This is a must-win game and a game that you should solidify yourself in the NFC North heading into 2 more divisional games. So if Josh Jacobs is able to play and is cleared, you play him, right? I don't want them to force feed him if he's in the game. I get that. But he makes our team better. At the end of the day, he makes our team better. Outside of all that, Carl Brooks probably won't play, did not participate Thursday. I don't know what they are today. I haven't checked Twitter. Quay Walker, we'll see. Everyone else, Nate Hobbs won't play, obviously. Everyone else should play. Bullard's fine. Cooper, Dobbs, they're fine. Love's obviously fine. McManus, we'll see. Melton got out of the injury report yesterday. Nixon, Parsons, Tom, We'll see if Van Ness, I think he will. We'll see, though. He'll be questionable. Watson, Wicks, Savion, I think they'll all play. This is a long injury report, but the Packers they add everything on their injury report. They really do. They really, really do. So that's my view on Josh Jacobs. I know a lot of people are against it, but you play to win the game. We don't sit players because we have Thursday coming up. Like, we need a win here. Let's worry about this game against the Vikings and go out there and win a football game. And put your best players out there if they're cleared to play, regardless. Like, you don't look ahead. That's how you lose a game against the Browns. That's how you lose a game against the Panthers, by looking ahead. You can't be doing that. 1 week at a time. 1 week at a time. Put your best players out there if they're available. End of story. That's the way I look at it. That's how it should be. But yeah, that is the game preview here in week 12. Packers versus Vikings. Again, we're going to learn a lot about this football team in the next 3 weeks, even in the next 5. But we'll know in the next 3. We might even know in the next 2. If the Packers end up going 0-3 in this next 3 games, you can pretty much write off the playoffs. You can write off the season, bearing some crazy crap the next 3 after that. So yeah. Going to learn a lot about this football team the next 3 years, that too. Next 3 weeks. Only one divisional game so far played, and that's in week 1. And both teams are vastly different from that point. So we'll see. I have high confidence in this team going forward. But yeah, they could also go 3-0 and take the North handily. They could. They very well could. I'll be happy with 2-1. I'll be dissatisfied with 1-2. I'll be ecstatic with 3-0. And I'll be sitting here crying with 0-3. There's a lot of variation here, guys. There's a ton of variation. But really appreciate you stopping by. Again, I do this every Friday, 12:30 Eastern, run it for about 40 to 45 minutes. Game previews every single week. I'll be live this Sunday. I know I've been out a couple weeks. I'll be back live this Sunday for the game. Come on by to the live watch party. Hang out. Have some fun. Be on the lookout for the final injury report in about 3 or 4 hours. With all the designations, will be here posted on this channel. But again, guys, really appreciate you stopping by. If you could, do me a favor and hit the like button on your way out to help support the channel a ton. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. But I'll catch you on the next one. And as always, go Pack Go.